Israel's opposition and a section of the public are coming down heavily on the government's plans to overhaul the judicial system. Thousands reached Jerusalem to demonstrate against these proposed judicial reforms. Among the protesters were former Prime Ministers Yair Lapid and Ehud Olmert. Former Defence Minister Benny Gantz was also present at these demonstrations. This comes after the Knesset committee voted to send the first chapter of the plan to the plenum for a first reading. Opposition chanted slogans saying shame while addressing the ruling members. Some opposition members were forced out of the meeting. One of the bills plans to curb the High Court justices' powers to exercise judicial review. The other prevents the High Court from intervening in ministerial appointments. On Sunday, Israel's president, in a televised address, appealed to the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to seek a compromise with his political opponents. He warned that such steps could lead the country into constitutional collapse.
An agreement can be reached. The President's office is fully committed to the issue and is open at all hours of the day for talks that will advance any cooperation arrangement you choose. From a joint meeting through the establishment of an action team to a committee that will deal with formulating the agreements. Any way you choose, any time you choose, provided that we move to a constructive and sustaining discourse and abandon the deceiving, belittling and nullifying discourse. I appeal to the chairman of the Knesset's Constitution, Law and Justice Committee and appeal to the coalition with a request not to bring the law to the first reading.
Force majeure.
While the Knesset Committee Chairman Simcha Rothman welcomed the President's proposed alternative to the judicial reform package, he, however, refused Herzog's request to freeze or delay the process. Meanwhile, critics say such reforms are a threat to the country's democracy. They argue it could lead to Israel's isolation. But Prime Minister Netanyahu is reiterating the need for such reforms. He argues that such reforms are necessary to curb judicial overreach and restore balance. What route the country's political system will take remains to be seen. WION's correspondent Jody Cohen spoke with Yara Disseni, who is the advisor to Israel's Yesh Atid party, that is in opposition to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's party, Likud. She is also an observer to the Constitution of Israel. Listen in.
What is Yesh Atid's strategy? As the head of the opposition, what's Yesh Atid's strategy to oppose the judicial reform bills?
Okay, I think it's a strategy that's ever-changing because the reality around us is ever-changing. As you see, it gets more and more extreme every day. There's obviously our members of Knesset are in the committees. They're trying to raise issues, to raise questions. They're trying to oppose whatever suggestions that are anti-democratic that we object to. Some of it is also trying to take time to make things go slower, to delay. There's a lot of delay tactics going on, and they've seen it. But the idea is to try and express clearly our views and express our opposition, knowing that unfortunately they have a majority, and eventually when it comes to the vote, there's not much that can be done.
Do you think that a compromise position will be reached?
I'm afraid I'm not very optimistic. I think both Levin and Rothman are determined to go as far as they can, and at this point it looks like they can. So it's not like there's somebody home that will talk to us.